January 5, 1856. Charles Cora, a gambler, went on trial for the murder of Attorney General William H. Richardson. And thus began one of the most famous true stories in California history. The reason for the shooting was Richardson had insulted Bella Ryan, Charles Cora's fiancée. After 41 hours deliberating a verdict, the jury was unable to agree. The judge ordered a mistrial and remanded the defendant to custody.
I was so frightened.
I still am. It's not over yet.
Oh, we have time, Charlie. You have a lot of friends to help you.
What friends? It only postponed matters. Marshal, would you take her out of here, please?
Come away, Miss Ryan.
I warn you, Wayne. If Cora escapes, you'll answer to us.
And just who is us?
Men interested in seeing justice done. I've heard the judge and jury were bought, and an escape might be arranged for this murderer.
Get out of the way, King. I said get out of the way.
I warn you, Wayne. If Charles Cora doesn't hang, we'll hang you, and every thief and grafter in San Francisco, and the Vigilante bell will toll again.
California, California,
The Californians.
California, I've come to live where life is best. In the Golden West, I'm gonna strike it rich in California.
King is spewing his venom all over town. This morning, he made an open appeal for mob rule. The vigilantes are already drilling behind the California engine house. Openly, Matt, in open defiance of the law. What are you going to do about it?
Nothing.
You're going to let them take Charles Cora out and hang him?
No. But in my job, what would you do?
Oh, I'd shut down King's paper. I'd stop those rabble-rousing speeches. Then I'd raid the California engine house and seize the arms the vigilantes have hidden there.
All this to save one killer?
Cora is innocent.
Like all your clients.
That's right, like all my clients, until a jury finds him guilty.
Jeremy, let me give you a piece of advice. When you're sitting on an open powder keg, don't strike sparks.
Yep. Hello there, Matt. How are you? Same, Mr. Wayne?
Monongahela, yes. Hard man to find these days, McGivern.
Well, I've been rather busy, Matt.
Down at the California engine house.
Yes, that's right.
McGivern, tell the boys at the engine house they'll leave a lot of widows behind if they try to take Charlie Cora out of my jail.
Matt, I like you. I always have. Now, why don't you leave town for a little while? It's due for a spring cleaning, you know.
I mean, they're polishing up the Vigilante bell?
Well, they'd like to take Charlie Cora, but they're not hot enough. Now, King is trying to stir them up, but it isn't his words that'll set them off.
Whose will?
Who knows?
You know something I don't know.
Why don't you read Casey's Sunday Times? The third paragraph there.
James King of William prints nothing but lies. Born in the diseased imagery of his own warped brain.
Now, it's things like that that could trigger a murder, Matt.
King is a bankrupt seeking fresh credit as a crusading newspaper publisher. His lunatic hatred of gamblers fosters his attacks on Charles Cora, whose only crime was avenging the good name of the woman he loved. If anyone deserves hanging, let it be James King of William, who is hoisted to Haman's gibbet. How do you like that?
You write real fine, Bella.
Thanks, Casey. That's only the beginning, Marshal. I'll have a lot more tomorrow.
Casey, you gonna print that?
Why, sure.
Why?
What do you mean, why? The public official? I'm acting for the public's good.
Oh, stop it. I know you.
All right. So I'm doing it as a favor to Bella. She says Charlie needs someone to defend him in public. After all, he killed for her in self-defense.
Would you stop printing her stuff if she asked you to?
Sure.
I want to have a talk with her. Hello. Would you ask Miss Ryan if she'd see Marshal Wayne, please?
My father, Mr. Wayne, an eminent and righteous clergyman of Baltimore. He cast me off when I ran away with Charlie Cora.
It's cost you a lot to be in love with Charles Cora, hasn't it?
I've gained a good deal more than I've lost.
Have you?
Does the lack of a wedding ring disturb your sense of what's right?
No. I'm just wondering why a beautiful and smart woman like yourself would settle for that kind of an arrangement.
What makes you think I have? Charlie says he just hasn't enough money yet to get married and to live the way he wants to. I accept that, Mr. Wayne, because I love him very much. And because he's honest, he'll marry me.
You sound very certain.
I am, very certain.
Then why are you doing your best to kill him?
What a terrible thing to say.
Bella, you're responsible for Casey's articles in the Sunday Times.
But someone has to defend Charlie against James King's lies.
But not Casey. He fouls up Charles Cora's case with his own odor of corruption. Look, Bella, James King of William is drumming up a second vigilance committee. If he can make it look as though Charles Cora is part of the grafting, corrupt Casey gang, he'll have everybody in San Francisco out wearing white armbands and tying hangman's knots. Bella, be a good girl. Call Casey off. Let the law protect Charles Cora.
I don't know what to do. Charlie's no murderer. Mr. Wayne, that's my man that James King talks about hanging. My man. I can't just sit around and do nothing. I've got to do something.
Then do it my way before it's too late.
Let good men not condemn the memory of the Vigilantes. They brought order to this city where disorder reigned before. And today, it might be well to call upon such men to punish the evildoer and restore order once again.
The bulletin, Mr. Casey. There's a piece in it about you. He brings up all about your jail record.
He's a dirty, lying, blackmailing scoundrel. I'll make him eat every word of that.
Mr. Casey's not here. Mr. Casey's going to pay a professional call on Mr. King.
Why?
Well, now I reckon that Mr. Casey's going to kill Mr. King.
King! This time you printed lies about the wrong man. I've acted to avenge libel against my character and good name. I'll now walk over to the police station and surrender myself.
What happened, Casey?
Just shot King of William. Out of my way.
All my drivers.
Is he dead?
All my drivers. No, not yet. Now it's time the old bell tolled again to put an end to things like this.
Mr. Pitts, sir, he's coming in.
What do you want?
You're holding a client of mine in jeopardy. I'm here to defend him from mob violence. Would you mind telling me just why you committed such an incredibly foolish murder?
He printed lies about me. He said I had a prison record.
Well, did you?
As long as you're armed.
He had no call to say those things. I've made something out of myself. I'm a respectable man. I've got position. They won't hang me, will they?
Don't bet on it.
Say, Matt, where are the rest of the men?
Join the Vigilantes. It's time for you to leave if you want.
No, I'll stay. How about the militia?
I sent a request to General Tecumseh Sherman 3 hours ago. No answer.
Well, what happens if the Vigilantes move first?
We'll kill most of them. They'll kill most of us, too. What's left of us, they'll hang, along with Mr. Casey and Charles Cora. You can still leave if you like.
No, I told you I'll stay. Why don't we get the prisoners out of town?
The roads are guarded.
Then we fight here.
Nothing else to do.
What's bothering you, Jack?
Oh, I was just thinking what a sad end this is to the fine plans we had when we dissolved the first Vigilance Committee.
Are you weakening?
I don't like it, Clerman. I don't like it. But don't worry, I'll do my part when the time comes. What's the word on James King?
Still alive, but sinking fast. He was a fine man.
I wonder. He said many things that weren't true. And he had a way of lighting a fire in men's brains until anger boiled away all good judgment. I'm just wondering if James King of William is worth all of this.
I'll not hear another word against him. He was a martyr.
A martyr? To what? Come for Casey and Cora, Matt. They'll get a fair trial.
A vigilante trial. You can't have them.
There are 3,000 men under arms who've taken the vigilante oath. We'll take them.
You better come shooting if you come.
Sorry, sir. I'll take this.
All right, boys, bring them out.
Will somebody be allowed to defend them?
Yes, you can speak up for them if you want to.
One false move and you're dead.
I'll be dead and a whole lot of you with me before these men hang. They tried Casey. No verdict yet.
Charlie?
Trying him now.
Well, I should be there. I could speak for him.
They wouldn't let you.
If only they knew, Charlie. If they only knew how kind he was, how gentle. Well, you knew him, didn't you?
I knew he was an honest gambler.
Oh, he was honest, all right. He was always honest. But he was a gambler. That's why James King hated him. He hated every man who wouldn't fit his life to James King of William's standards. Mr. Wayne, I hated King, but I'd give my soul to see him walk the streets again.
If he dies, 2 men will hang.
Even though I hold these proceedings to be outside the law, I cling to my faith in the good sense and fair play of reasonable men among you. It is to those qualities that I address myself. Asking not fair judgment, for this body has no right to judge this man. I ask for mercy and understanding of this man's right to be tried according to law, to be judged innocent or guilty by a jury of his peers, and to be released or sentenced to be punished by an impartial and unprejudiced judge.
That's a fine speech you gave for me, Counselor.
Thanks.
How do you think we stand?
Well, if King lives, we might pull it off. At least there are.
Captain over there.
James, King of William, is dead.
Bell. Why don't they stop ringing that bell?
What was the verdict?
Guilty.
Penalty?
Death.
Bella.
I know you've already appealed to the governor. But you didn't appeal my way.
So you see, my dear, it's impossible. Quite impossible.
2 men facing death, and all you can say is quite impossible. Do you know what I am? A saloon girl. The kind of girl who learns a lot of secrets. Men talk when they drink. And they tell all kinds of secrets when they try to impress a pretty woman.
Now, just a moment.
I'm warning you, Governor Johnson. If Charlie Cora dies out there tomorrow, I'll tell every secret I know, and it's enough to ruin you and your whole rotten state government.
Sherman! Speak to her, Sherman.
It's no use, young woman. If I could, I'd take Casey and Cora from that mob, regardless of bloodshed. But the militia has gone over to them. I haven't enough men to stop a dogfight. I'm sorry.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Wayne. I didn't recognize you. Dark in here. What'll it be?
Monongahela. Jeremy?
Same. I had it won. I had a bet on that. McGivern was holding out for not guilty and persuading the others. Then, the messenger came to say that King had died. That was when Casey and Cora died, too. Oh, they're breathing and walking around, but they're dead.
When's it supposed to happen?
Tomorrow morning, 11 o'clock. Oh, those vigilantes. They really have a fine sense of what's fitting. You know what they're gonna do? They're gonna swing Casey and Cora together, just as King's funeral procession is reaching the church. How's that for a sense of humor? How about you?
There's still a police force in this town.
Seems to me you've been disbanded by popular request.
I'm still wearing the badge.
Look, Matt, you try anything, you haven't got a chance. I'll cut you down real fast. Oh, but I guess that doesn't bother you.
Not much. The one I feel sorry for is Bella.
Yeah.
Charlie Cora should have married her a long time ago. She might have kept him out of trouble.
I want you to ring that bell slowly. We want this to be an impressive ceremony. Understand? What do you want here?
Charlie Cora. May I see him?
Prisoners are allowed, no visitors. You'll have to get out.
In the name of pity, please, Mr. Clement.
Get this woman out of here.
Hold on there, Clement, hold on. I don't think it will do any harm to let Miss Ryan here spend some time with Charlie Cora. After all, she is his fiancée.
The rules are that prisoners...
Rules, William, rules. What rules? Come along, Miss Ryan.
Hello, Charlie.
Well, I've missed you.
I missed you, too. Oh, Charlie.
It's all right. It's gonna be all right.
I tried so hard, but I did everything wrong.
Don't talk about it. Don't waste our time talking. Let's try and make believe that this is the beginning for both of us.
Nobody can start over.
Let's pretend. Let's pretend that we're far away from here, in Baltimore, and we're in the garden behind your father's parsonage, and you're wearing that white gown, and you look beautiful in white, like all young girls look beautiful in white. If your father caught us, I'd be horsewhipped.
What are we doing here in the garden?
I'm proposing to you. And I've laid a handkerchief on the ground to save my best trousers. And I'm saying, Miss Ryan, will you do me the honor of...
Oh, stop. I can't. she never did say it.
I'm saying it now. Miss Ryan, darling Bella, will you do me the honor of becoming my wife?
Oh, yes.
Thank you, sir.
What time is it?
About that time. King's funeral should be at the church by now.
What do you think you're doing?
Same thing you are.
This is my job. I'm the city marshal.
As a lawyer, I'm a sworn officer of the court and bound to uphold the law as much as you are.
You're out of your head.
I think we both are. Time to go. Party's beginning.
Why don't you change your mind?
After you, Marshal Wayne. Sorry, Matt, but you're too good a man to throw away on a useless gesture.
My resignation's on the desk.
Is there nothing that will keep you here, Matt?
McGivern, you gave me a dirty city and asked me to clean it up. I took the job. Then you took away my tools.
That was politics.
Who's responsible for politics if it isn't the people who had the power to vote? You didn't vote. You formed a mob. You didn't support law and order. You set up kangaroo courts and lynched 2 men.
Matt, you know that those are guilty men.
According to you. McGivern, you were running San Francisco by lynch law when I came here. You're still running it by lynch law. Well, I don't have to stay here and wallow in the mess. It's your mess, and I'm glad to be out of it.
Matt, look, the Vigilantes willingly disbanded once. Now they're eager to do so again. All we want is law and order.
All right, you clean it up. Maybe someday I'll come back and help you keep it that way. I forgot this.
I've been most everywhere, but I like where I am today, and here is where I'll stay. Now one thing I just can't endure is being broke and being poor, so I come west to take the cure, and here is where I'll stay. I've come to California, California. There's gold in them there hills in California. I've come to live where life is best.